Good evening, Madam Chairman and Commissioners. My name is Lisa Cox, and I work for Vortex Engineering. Our address is 861 Rood Avenue in Grand Junction. I am the owner's representative for the rezone request before you this evening. The application before you this evening is made to request a rezone from the Residential Estate Zone District to the Light Commercial Zone District, which the applicant feels supports the comprehensive plan's goal for development of a mixed-use village center. The subject property is located at 785 24 Road and is approximately 17.84 acres with frontage directly on 24 Road. The current zoning of the property is residential estate, but that is not consistent with the village center envisioned by the comprehensive plan. Property must be rezoned to enable any kind of development to occur in accordance with the comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan's future land use map shows the subject property with 3 different land use classifications: village center mixed use, residential high mixed use, and residential medium. Because land use classifications do not always follow property lines, it's not unusual for a single parcel of land to have more than one land use classification. When a parcel does have more than one use land classification, it allows greater flexibility for the specific zoning of the property and for future development. The applicant is requesting a rezone from the existing residential estate zone district to the light commercial zone district based on Grand Junction Municipal Code Section 21.02.130, letter D, number 1, letter V as in Victor, which states that where the City of Grand Junction has sole jurisdiction, the director has the authority to allow the processing of a rezone application or a request without a plan amendment when the proposed zoning is inconsistent with the comprehensive plan and the property is adjacent to land use designation that would support the requested zone district. The applicant in this case has not requested an amendment to the comprehensive plan with this application. They're simply requesting a rezone of their property based on this section of the code which allows it. The subject property is located in an area of the city that's seen recent annexations and development of properties with residential and non-residential development. City planning staff has identified the Appleton neighborhood as an area that's likely to see increased interest in development. The applicant would like to prepare the subject property for future development that is consistent with the type of development envisioned by the comprehensive plan as a mixed-use village center. The property is ideally located to provide development that will support the mixed-use village center with uses as allowed by the C1 or light commercial zone district. Such uses include medical clinics, hotels, office buildings, health clubs, a variety of retail, sales, and services, as well as indoor and outdoor recreational and entertainment uses. Section 21.03.070 of the Municipal Code identifies C1 zone district as a mixed-use zone district whose purpose is to provide indoor retail sales and office uses requiring direct or indirect arterial street access and business and commercial development along arterials. The C1 zone district should accommodate well-designed development on sites that provide excellent transportation access, make the most efficient use of existing infrastructure, and provide for orderly transitions and buffers between uses. The applicant feels that the C1 zone district is an ideal zone to implement a broad range of residential and non-residential mix of uses. The applicant has given considerable thought to their request for rezoning the property to light commercial. In undertaking their due diligence for the property, the applicant has investigated several development concepts for the site and made the determination based on the goals and the policies as well as the future land use map of the comprehensive plan that the city's goals and the applicant's development plans could best be achieved through the flexibility of the C1 zone district. The C1 zone district is ideally suited to achieve a mix of land uses which include not only commercial, but also higher residential density, because the C1 zone district allows 12 to 24 residential dwelling units per acre. The applicant has considered development concepts that are strictly residential, as well as mixed-use land use concepts, and has requested a rezone to the C1 because it is classified as a mixed-use zone, and it allows a mix of uses that achieve both commercial and residential land uses. There are a wide variety of uses that combine to make a village center. The applicant would like to rezone the property to prepare the site for future development that will support a mix of uses and to be able to take advantage of the close proximity to the I-70 interchange and the 24 road corridor. These pictures help show the potential of the C1 zone district for a mix of uses. You see townhomes, offices, retail buildings, as well as office and residential combinations, which are mixed-use buildings. The C1 zone district makes residential living and neighborhood services all possible within the same community. The request to rezone the property from residential estate to C1 meets the approval criteria of section 21.02.14a. Number 1, the subsequent events invalidated the original premises and findings. In response, the applicant states, planning staff has noted in their report that the 2010 Comprehensive Plan Future Land Use Map was adopted subsequent to the residential estate designation of the property. The plan designated this property as village center, residential high mixed use, and residential medium. The existing zoning of residential estate does not work to implement any of the future land use map designations on the property. As such, staff has found that with the adoption of the 2010 Comprehensive Plan, the residential estate zone district has been invalidated, and therefore this criterion has been met. Number 2, the character and/or the condition of the area has changed such that the amendment is consistent with the plan. In response, the applicant states, the character of the area has changed with the Peretti annexation of 2014, Forest Park Plaza annexation of 2018, South 20 annexation of 2019, and the Maverick Estates annexation of 2019, as well as the recently developed Apple Glen subdivision in 2018, and a new subdivision under consideration and review for 73 lots located at 2335 H Road. In addition, construction of Phase 2 expansion of the Beehive Homes Assisted Living Center. The requested rezone is consistent with the recent trend of developing properties in the Appleton neighborhood and is consistent with the 2010 Comprehensive Plan. Therefore, the applicant feels that this criterion has been met. Number 3, public and community facilities are adequate to serve the type and the scope of land use proposed. In response, the applicant states, public and community facilities providing services in medical, education, recreational, retail, sales, and personal services are available within 2 miles of the subject property. All utilities have the willingness and the capacity to serve the site when it develops. In their staff report, planning staff finds that the public and community services are available and adequate to serve the type and the scope of the C1 zone district uses. Therefore, this criterion has been met. Number 4, an inadequate supply of suitably designated land is available in the community as defined by the presiding body to accommodate the proposed land use. In response, the applicant states, although there are 6 parcels located east of the subject property that are currently zoned C1, the total acreage of the 6 parcels is not sufficient to support development of the village center as envisioned by the comprehensive plan. A village center, when developed with a mix of uses, is large enough to include employment centers and businesses that are supported by the residential uses within the village center. For this reason, and because of the proximity to the I-70 interchange, The applicant would like to rezone the property to prepare the site for future development that will support the village center. Therefore, the applicant feels that this criterion has also been met. And finally, number 5, the community or the area, as defined by the presiding body, will derive benefits from the proposed amendment. In response, the applicant states that the C1 zone district is ideally suited to achieve a mix of land uses which include not only commercial, but also higher residential density because the C1 zone district, as noted before, allows 12 to 24 residential dwelling units per acre. Uses allowed in the C1, as noted earlier, include medical clinics, hotels, office buildings, health club, and a variety of retail sales and services, as well as indoor and outdoor recreation and entertainment uses. Future development of the subject property will provide jobs during the construction phase of development and services with new businesses to the area for residents and travelers making a stop off of I-70. Development of the site will encourage infill development of the Appleton neighborhood area, resulting in more compact development and less urban sprawl. The provision of services and potential employment within the village center will provide benefit to the local community and the overall city by reducing unnecessary travel to obtain goods and services, and through sales tax revenues paid by the local business and neighborhood offices created at the new development. The applicant feels, therefore, that this criterion has also been met. All agency review comments have been addressed through the city's development review process. However, the applicant is happy to address any other issues that come up as well or answer any questions. And finally, in conclusion, after demonstrating how the request to rezone from residential estate to C1 light commercial meets the goals and the policies of the comprehensive plan and the approval criteria of section 21.02.140 letter A of the municipal code, the applicant respectfully requests a recommendation of approval to City Council. Thank you for your time and for your attention. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.